Hey guys, I'm here with my 2009 Mini Cooper. I picked up this third brake light Pulsar and I got it on Mini Mania. And so basically what that does is it makes your third light blink. Either you can pick 3 times or 6 times when you step on the brake pedal. And it's kind of neat because in stop and go traffic it actually will not blink, because that way it doesn't annoy the person behind you if you're always stopping and going. So let me go ahead and pop off. Actually, the instructions in here is kind of that came with it. It was for a Countryman, so that really doesn't work for mine because mine's a R56 Mini Cooper. So for mine, I had to just pop off the trim. Let me show you that. So for my car, basically this is the piece you need to take off, and I just used a trim tool. Basically, once you run the trim tool underneath the plastic, it kind of pops them off, pops out these snap-ins. Then it's going to be held on by either end here. Basically, even after it pops off, this piece slides underneath that piece. So basically, you just need to flex it, and once you get one side off, then the other side just slides off. So here's my third light. Basically looks like that, and then it shines out through the glass, and there's the connector. So basically I gotta put that board in between this connector somehow. So let's see what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna not follow their instructions exactly, but let me show you the board. So what they give you is the board, couple of crimp connectors, 4 of them. The other one's still in the bag, but I'm not going to be using those crimps. Some wiring, and this board, I think to actually show how small this board is. So here's my finger. So this board is actually very, very tiny. So let me show you. So the challenge would be to find a place where I could put this and still have it pop back in, and not interfere. So let me show you how the wire connections go for this. So basically, you're going to make a splice in here, cut in here, and one end goes in and the other end goes out, and there's plus and minus on this. Okay, on the board there's a jumper thing here, and this jumper on the left here, which has 2 slots, you can move it from here to here, and that just changes the amount of pulses. So right now its default is 3 pulses. You shift it down and that'll be 6 pulses. This jumper, that's the one that does smart if you're in stop and go traffic. Basically, if you pull that one out, and then it'll always blink no matter what in stop and go traffic. So I'm gonna keep that one in. We're gonna leave this one on 3, and they definitely say do not leave both of these off at the same time. Something crazy will happen. So all the stuff I'm gonna have is, I have a heat gun, some shrink tubing, this type of shrink tubing with the solder in it, some wire strippers, cloth tape, and these connectors. So I'll show you why I'm using these connectors. Okay, I peeled back the cloth tape, and what you have is a yellow and brown, and I think the instruction says yellow is positive and the brown is negative, but I'm going to go ahead and double check that. So have that hooked up. Let's see if we get this. Okay, go ahead and step on the brake. Yep, so the yellow is positive and the brown is negative. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those connectors that I showed you and splice this into here when I cut it. So that way, if I ever take out the circuit, I could just reconnect the 2 wires together and not having to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into this, splice this into here, into the 2 connectors, and then And that way I'll still be able to connect it, and it should work. So I'll use yellow to red and black to brown. Okay, so I already made up this side of the connection, and I use those shrink tubing with the solder, and it's supposedly waterproof too, and they come in different sizes, and this is what they were. So makes the job really easy, and just need to do the other side. Okay, here's the other end that's on the car, and connected those two wires, yellow to red and brown to black. And I did follow the same notation. The original connector was a female that plugged into the LED, so I made sure this one is a female. And basically you want to do that is because this may have power, and if it becomes disconnected, it doesn't short against the body of your car because there's no pins sticking out. So I could tape this up with some cloth tape. This is cloth tape, and all I need to do is put these connectors, same type of connectors, onto the board, and should be able to plug it in. Okay, here it is with my connectors hooked up. One side actually says harness, and the other one says light, and it's very small. Let me see if I'm not sure you could film through a magnifying glass, or maybe I can get really close. Okay, on the left side you can see plus harness, and on the right side you can see light minus, and the same thing on the bottom. You see light minus on the right side, and it's hard to see, but plus harness on that side. So this side goes toward the harness, and this side goes toward the LED. So first thing I'm going to do is put it in. Let's see if it works. Okay, so guys, I'm going to do a test run. I have it hooked up, connected in. I can actually shorten these wires if I need to tuck it in. But this is the way it works. Go ahead, step on the pedal. It flashes 3 times, then let go. Step on again. It'll flash again 3 times. So let go. So basically, for the stop and go traffic, it assumes that you're going to stop for around 10 seconds, and then it won't flash it again. So step on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let go. Step on again, and there it goes. And that time it doesn't flash. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up and figure out how I could tuck this in there. And oh, one of the things I want to do is actually put shrink tubing over this, so I'm going to do that too. So let me show you what I'm going to do about that. Okay, actually on Mini Mania you can download the instructions, and what they sent me was for the Countryman, which is not that useful, but they have another set of instructions which is more generic for the Generation 2 minis. So you can download that and read that. So what I'm kind of concerned is this plugs into the harness, and let's go get 12 volts, and I'm always afraid this wire is going to come out of the screw terminals here. And if it does come out of the screw terminals, then if it touches body, it's going to short. So let me show you what I'm thinking. I'm going to put some shrink tubing over the whole thing, just to avoid that from happening. Because when I was test driving, putting this in, I guess one of the grounds wasn't in very well, and then the wire popped out. So one thing I want to double check, make sure your screws are really tight, and I think I'm going to flip this one over and flip this connector over, just bend them over and put shrink tubing over the whole thing. Hopefully the board doesn't get hot, so it doesn't overheat with the shrink tubing on it. Okay, so this is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold them this way, then put a piece of shrink tubing over it and shrink it. So this is what it ends up looking like. Some shrink tubing, cloth wrap, and now I'm going to try to do cloth wrap on the other wire and how to get this to fit in there. So there's no worry about hooking it up wrong, because I have male and female connectors that go right into the other connectors. So let me go ahead and put some cloth tape on the other wire and figure out how to snug this in there. Okay, I think that's the way I'm going to lay it in. It's right in there. Then just wrap this back up, and no, I can't do that because I have to put it up here. Put it somewhere up here, wrap it back up because it has to show through here. I don't think there's enough room in here, so let's see if that works the first time. Okay, there's definitely not enough room to put that board in here. So I'm glad I might have to make the cable longer, but if you take out that holder there, this thing, on this side, which uses a torque T15, then you can actually just pull this off, and actually that would probably make it easier to reassemble it, so you might want to do that ahead of time. And there's enough cavity in here, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the wire up here, back, and make it much longer so I could get all the way back to here. Okay, I went ahead and pulled this off just to make my life easier, and that you just use a T25 to take off the two, and then everything just pops off using a trim tool. So right now, hold on. So I was able to get that in with the connector in pretty good. So let me show you what it looks like. So there it is right there. The wire goes here. You got a snap in here, backs in, backs around, back to the original. So I have my connector here. So now I gotta run a wire to make it long enough. This is too short now, so I'm going to go ahead and extend that. Okay, I had to extend the wire twice to get it long enough, and the connector's in here, and snap back in, and the board's inside here. And it's actually better to tuck the wire into this piece rather than have it tucked against the frame with the other bundle of wire in there, because there's actually more room inside this actual piece. So I got that piece on, got this piece on, so let's give it a try. Okay, go ahead and step on the pedal. There it goes. Let go. Step again. Okay, let go and step really fast. There you go. Let go. So I guess you step really fast, it doesn't blink 3 times. So that it does that stop and go traffic. Step. There it is. Third brake light. Flashing, pulsing 3 times. Let go. Let's try it one more time. And there it goes. So that's the install. So hope you liked the video, and good luck on yours.